talks. You guys think I'm gonna get demonetized for this?
Salutations, everyone! How are we doing today? My name is Pietro. I hope you're having a very nice day. And for my video today, continuing on my trend of playing fast glass cannon decks in Pauper, I am going to try and play a league with Infect, an old favorite for many people, and a deck that has not been doing super well lately, but a deck that does have the necessary power level, let's say, to perform decently if you get lucky in one of the important events, for example. And what I mean by this is that this is a deck that punishes heavily decks that are not ready for it. So, long time ago, if you haven't been playing Pauper for that long, this is a deck that used to perform decently, but was a deck that folded very hard to Black Devotion and cards like Chainer's Edict, Snuff Out, of course, and things of the sort. We are, however, now in a metagame where, yes, red is a very strong deck, red has a lot of removal, Lava Dart is horrendous for us to play against, but Snuff Out has been on a downtrend, and like just free, efficient removal and interaction hasn't been seen very much lately. So the idea of this deck is that we are going to play 12 creature cards that have the Infect keyword, meaning that when we deal damage to our opponent, instead of dealing combat damage as normal, we are going to deal poison counters in the amount of damage that we are dealing. So if I attacked with a Glistener Elf and then I put a few pump spells on the Glistener Elf, my opponent is going to take a bunch of poison. And if you have 10 or more poison counters, you lose the game. So basically the idea of the deck here is to pair Infect creatures with pump spells and protection spells and try to kill our opponent fast. This is not a deck that is going to look to grind the game. This is not a deck that is going to look to set up a turn 6, 7 kill usually. Nothing of the sort. We are playing here the 12 creatures, so 4 Glistener Elf, 1 mana 1/1. 4 Ichor Claw Mirror, 2 mana 1/1, but that gets bigger if it gets blocked, which is a pretty important thing in this deck, especially if you pair it with something like Trample. And then we are playing 4 Blight Mamba, a 2 mana 1/1 that has Regenerate, which is like an inbuilt protection. Pretty good too. We are also playing 4 Llanowar Augur, which is a creature which helps protect our other creatures from Edict effects. But at the beginning of your upkeep, or rather during your upkeep, you can sacrifice this to give another creature +3/+3 and trample. So this is kind of like a giant growth, but it's a giant growth that gives you trample and that you can set up. So you can play like an Augur on turn 1, then you can play like your Infect creature on turn 2, and then maybe turn 3 is the turn that you go for it and you try to get your opponent. The most recent addition to this deck that some people consider to be like a card that shouldn't exist in Pauper, but here we are, is Embiggen. And Embiggen is a funny one because it says, until end of turn, target non-Brushwag creature gets +1/+1 for each super type, card type, and subtype that it has. So what exactly does this mean? If I point Embiggen, we are not playing any Brushwags, clearly. So if I point Embiggen at a Glistener Elf is a creature, Phyrexian, Elf, Warrior. That is 4 types. So that is an instant speed, 1 mana 4/4. Okay? Okay. So Magic normally doesn't care about super types and subtypes when we are talking about pump spells and creatures and cards of that sort. This is, if you don't know, this is an unstable. I don't remember which unset it's from, but it feels like an uncard, but at the same time, it just plays normally in Pauper, in regular Magic, I should say. So For Glistener Elf and for Ichorclaw Mirror, because Ichorclaw Mirror is a artifact creature Phyrexian Mirror. That's 4 types as well. For these two, it's a 1 mana 4/4 at instant speed. Pump spell. For Blight Mamba, it's just going to be a giant growth, because Blight Mamba is a creature Phyrexian snake. So, very important to have an instant speed +4/+4. In the past, the deck used to play Groundswell, which is like a 1 mana +2/+2 that sometimes gives +4/+4 if you have landfall. I have seen versions of this deck playing Go Forth, which is a 1 mana instant +2/+2, but that can also get you a land from the deck. So to try and help you hit your land drops early on a little bit and avoid flooding a little, I decided to go with a very direct version of the deck. We are playing 12 Infect creatures, and then we are playing a total of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 pump spells. And some of them have overlap with other things. So Snakeskin Veil is a +1/+1 that also gives hexproof until end of turn. Vines of Astwood is a protection spell that can sometimes be used offensively on your opponent's creatures, but can also be used to give +4/+4 if you have 2 mana. And then you have like Rancor, which is +2/+0 and Trample and a little bit of recursion. And you're playing Apostle's Blessing as just sort of like a catch-all protection spell / evasion, because you can give this to your creature so you can punch through and get the lethal attack in. There's a little bit of utility in the mana base, because we are using 2 Scape Tunnels. If you watched the Tribe combo deck from last week, you're going to be familiar with this one. It's just a tap land in this deck that allows you to get through with one of your creatures. So you sacrifice this on your creature, you attack, you pump it, and you kill your opponent. Sideboard, I was very unsure of what to play. I ended up with like 4 Nature's Claim, 3 Weather, 3 Gutshot, 2 extra Rot Wolves as just extra creatures in the grindier matchups, and then 3 Relic of Progenitus. I think the sideboard can be you can go a lot of different ways with the cards that you want to play. I am going to go with this as just like a first contact with the deck. Disclaimer, I have never played this deck before, so I'm excited, but I know that I'm going to be making quite a lot of misplays over the course of the league. So if you catch something, if there was a line that you think could work, please let me know. And especially, I'm going to be focusing a lot on my mulligan decisions, because I believe that these glass cannon aggressive decks are decks that live and die by their mulligans. So if I'm mulliganing a hand that you think should be a keep, or, which is more likely, if you believe I'm not mulliganing aggressive enough, please let me know in the comments. Before we start, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions of decks that you would love to see played, please let me know those as well. And I hope you enjoy this. Let's battle. All right, welcome to round number 1. We are on the play against Jace MTG. So this is a hand that has Glistener Elf on turn 1, followed by Might of Old Kroza, Mutagenic Growth, Apostle's Blessing. I think, even though this is a 1 land, I think this is a keep, because it's just a lot of power very fast, and I think there are a few draws that just allow us to get a kill on turn 2. Like another mutagenic is a kill. Okay, County Garden. So Snakeskin Veil. I believe I'm just attacking here. Opponent is not blocking. So do I want to do anything with that? Do I want to maybe Snakeskin Veil right now? Do I just want to hold up protection? Because I would like to get a little bit of damage in, but I also don't have a second land drop. I think I'm gonna go a little aggressive here, just deal them 2 damage, and then put the shields down for 1 turn. Okay, opponent has a Bojuka Bog. Campfire, don't care about that. There's a second land, that's pretty good. So I believe that is 4, 6, 8. So I guess that's just lethal, right? So Apostle's Blessing here. Yes. Give our creature pro green. No! Oh, God. Yeah, that doesn't work, right? I needed to do it the other way. Because now I can't mutagen. Yep. So we are already messing up. We had a kill here, but then I played my cards in the wrong order. I needed to go Might of Old Crows first, then Mutagenic Growth, or whichever order, and then Apostle's Blessing. That is very unfortunate. And our opponent has the perfect card to punish us in Tithing Blade. Yep, that's pretty rough. So our opponent seems to be playing Fog, and we just, yeah. God, man, that's very unfortunate. Cycle a Troll, and now they can have Fogs and all other kinds of things. Okay, we are not dead yet, but I'm not feeling super confident that this is gonna work now, because our opponent gets to chump. Yep, we kill a plant. Sure. I guess I'll play a Seal of Strength. Pass the turn. Okay. So we're learning things. Do not give your creature protection from your own spells. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. So get in again. Opponent blocks. I imagine they're going to be doing some sort of pumping. I was going to say sacrificing, but they didn't. So I'll play an Augur. Pass the turn. Is this just Gardens? Is this Fog? Is this a mix? What is this? Crypt Rats? Lembas. Okay, do not care about that. So opponent tapped out of green, which leads me to believe they might just be... Oh, I should have done the thing. Yeah, I need to remember to set a stop on my upkeep. Learning as we go. Attack. I guess I'll try to... I mean, I don't need to do anything, right? Guess I'll just Seal of Strength. Play it safe. Okay. And I think I'm fine. Cast down. I would rather not. But also, I mean, guess I'll do it, right? Okay, that just resolved. So another cast down is pretty bad. Okay, Eviscerators. They are specifically looking for a... Okay, they're specifically looking for a targeted removal spell. Because... Oh, we got there. Wow. Okay, we played that super badly, but we still managed to get there in the end. That's pretty good. So I think this is a grindy matchup. So I want the Rot Wolves. I don't think they've shown us, or I don't think they're going to have anything that I'm super concerned about in regards to like Nature's Claim, Relic of Progenitus, or things like that. So what do I think are the cards that I'm not going to want here? I think Rancor is good, Snakeskin Veil is good. Honestly, everything seems pretty good, right? Maybe I don't want the cards that need me to do something early. Like, maybe I can cut a couple of Might of Old Crows, because that's a card that forces me to do something before I attack. And then everything else gets to go instant speed. Llanowar Augur is like in the same vein, but I think Llanowar Augur is decent because you can do it early as setup, and it also allows you to dodge Tithing Blade. I'm gonna keep this hand because it's a hand that is chock full of threats, and I also believe that Rancor is gonna be pretty good in this matchup. I do want to draw a second land here. That is something that I'm looking for, but just having like 5 threats now in hand is pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to save this. I'm fine with this. Do you have another one? Sure. I'm okay with this. That's a 2 for 2. Land. No land, but I have more threats. So one of the things that you want to do when you are playing against Infect is that you never want to interact with Infect during their turn, like before attacks. You either interact in your turn or you interact at the end step of the Infect player's turn. Okay, so opponent doesn't have any more lands. Land? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we are not hitting land drops, neither is our opponent. Well, now they are. They were able to answer our first 3 threats, and we have more in hand, but we just need to draw lands to be able to cast them. Yep, no such luck yet. So I would say we are in big trouble now, but if we get to... Sure, take a gander. Yep, opponent takes vines. So now they know what to play around. But again, if we hit land drops, we just get to keep deploying threats. Opponent capped their card. Still no land drop. So that's 13 cards in and only 1 land drop so far. That's pretty bad. Okay. Not so bad, because if they had gotten a counter on it, it would have been disastrous for us. Land? Man, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, so this is the type of situation where playing something like a go forth would be really good, because it would double up as a pump spell if needed, or as just more land drops. Yeah, I'm gonna take like 1 more draw here, but I'm not feeling super confident. Our opponent has 6 cards in hand, they have multiple blockers. If we don't hit a land drop now, I'm fine conceding. Wow, that was insane. 15 cards and no second land. Okay, I mean, we are playing 17 lands. It's not that insane. Maybe the Rot Wolves are a little wishful thinking. I guess on the play, I'll just play more Might of Old Kroza, and I'll just try to go quick. Yeah, in retrospect, so I didn't net deck this deck. I kind of grabbed a few lists, and then I decided which cards I wanted to be playing. And I think I made a pretty crucial deck building error by playing 17 lands and then thinking I can still play Rot Wolf. But it is what it is. This is a 1-land hand that is a tap land. I think on the play I can be more aggressive than this. So this is a turn 1 Seal of Strength. Turn 2 creature. I guess I'm getting rid of the Might of Old Kroza. Wait, is that true? So if I keep the Might of Old Kroza, that's a turn 3 kill, right? Theoretically, of course. So I guess I'll keep the Blight Mamba, bottom the Ichor Claw. Yeah, I mean, opponent mulligan 2. They do have a bunch of tap lands. I guess I'll try to... Okay, they just play an untapped land and a Duress. Okay, so they can see that we only have 1 threat. Discarded our Seal of Strength. Makes sense. Okay. Threat number 2 is pretty good. Do I actually want to deploy the Glistener Elf then? No, I think I actually don't know. I think that one of the benefits is that if the Blight Mamba survives the first turn cycle, no tithing. Okay. Pump spell? Pump spell? Pump spell? Delayed pump spell is not what I'm looking for. So, I mean, they could have Snuff Out, in which case it would be horrendous. So I guess I'm just attacking. No blocks. Pump. Okay. Yep. Oh, I can't regenerate, right? Yep, can't be regenerated. All right. So that doesn't work. Opponent gets to 2-for-1 us. Yep. So they get to take our Might of Old Kroza now. Wow. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a good matchup. Opponent just has all the interaction. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything with this yet. Yeah, but opponent went Duress, Snuff Out, Defiled. No tap lands, no nothing. Land. Yep. Guess we are in a huge amount of trouble here. Okay, Tithing Blade. Yeah, it's a removal pile, right? I was banking on being fast enough, but the fact that our opponent got to go Duress on 1 and held Snuff Out to protect them from the turn 3 kill is pretty bad. Okay, I'm fine conceding here. Game's over, just drew lands. We were gonna draw like a creature, but any 1 removal spell gets us. So that's how it goes sometimes. That's the reason that Infect is not currently good, but one of the reasons why the deck suffers a lot, it's because sometimes you just get to like removal pile your opponent and there's not much you can do. So that's fine. we are going straight into round number 2 here. I think this is a fine hand. We are on the draw against Diene. I think this is an okay hand because we have lands, we have protection, our lands are even interaction. So this is Fae. Another creature is not too bad. Guess I'll play a Glistener Elf. I don't expect removal unless they are blue-black Fae, which doesn't seem like they are. Oh, okay. Straight up snapping, huh? So I imagine this means that they are just going to attack and hold up Spell Stutter now. Yeah, so that's very annoying for us. They actually had the interaction on turn 2. One of the very few pieces of interaction that the deck could have. Okay, Brine Barrow, sure. So I am going to crack the first escape tunnel. And my idea here would be to try to get to a point where I can play Glistener Elf and Blight Mamba on the same turn. But considering that we have another escape tunnel that might just be turn 3. I mean, turn 4 rather. The one good thing is that it seems like our opponent is a little stuck on lands too. So they need to decide if they're going to play offensively or defensively. And seems like they're just going to hold up protection. So if this is a Spell Stutter, as I believe it is, they should probably counter this now. Yep. Okay. So Glistener Elf down. Now I get to go Blight Mamba. And then I hope they don't have another snap. Okay. I imagine I'm going to see a ninja here. No ninja, just attacks. Okay. Another Glistener Elf. All right. So how do I want to play around this then? Guess I'm going to attack. I imagine they block. I get to go Snakeskin Veil, and then we'll see where we go from there. Because Snakeskin Veil would allow us to kill the Brine Barrow. Okay, that just resolves. So Brine Barrow down. Okay. Do I play another Glistener Elf? I think I'm fine with that. See if they have another stutter. They have another stutter. Okay. So at least Blight Mamba is alive and well. And we have a little bit of protection for it now. I do have to be a little careful with my life. Okay. Ninja? No ninja. Opponent still holding up protection. And no lands, meaning that they just have a handful of interaction. Okay, that is not bad. Am I fine just doing the thing again? Trying to get in, see if opponent wants to bite. Again, remember Embiggen is a +3/+3 here. It's not a +4/+4. Okay, we're sort of just eating their fairies, but we are getting clocked while that happens. So we do need to be worried about just straight up dying eventually. Okay, Fairy Seer. So I imagine if they are playing the Fairy Seer here means that they likely have another land. They keep attacking. Sure. Still no ninja. They bottom, and no land. So let's do some math, right? Say I have a 3/3 attacking. That's 7, that's 9. No, that's 6, 8. Yep, it's not enough. So I'm not playing the Snakeskin Veil yet. That does change the math quite a bit then. So what am I worried about here? Spell Pierce? Say I go Might of Old Crows, that's 6. Embiggen. So I do have enough to kill them, but I don't have enough to kill them through Spell Pierce. Unfortunate, so I guess I still just keep attacking. I imagine they block. They might be considering if they want a Brine Barrow. Okay. So our Snakeskin Veil play early on is kind of paying off. Like, yeah, we are not in a great spot, but we are able to just... Okay, attacks with 1 stutter. But we are able to keep attacking them when we wouldn't have been able to do that. So they have stutter up. Okay. Where we wouldn't have been able to do that if our creature was just a 1/1. Okay. So I think we're getting close to going for it now. I believe I'm going to Might of Old Crows at this to see what happens. That resolves. So now say I try to give protection, which I think is what I'm going to do. Pay 1. There's stutter. Okay. So I believe they should be dead now, right? Because I'm going to Apostle's Blessing again. Go down to 3. Pro blue. Stutter resolves. Apostle's Blessing is countered. Then I get to go Embiggen. And then I get to go Mutagenic Growth once. Down to 1 life. And that's lethal. Nice. Okay. So being patient paid off, right? You saw how we had to go slowly until it was time to go for it. And We dealt a lot of damage to ourselves that game. Like, we dealt like 6 damage, and the amount of life that we had was absolutely important for us to be able to play that game properly. So what is coming in? Gutshot is coming in. I could bring in Nature's Claim because of Bind the Monster and the Ninjas. I don't think I would bring in all of them. So let's try to think about what I want to cut. I think this is a game where I just need to go quick. Like, on one hand, Llanowar Augur blocks the ninjas, but on the it's an O3, right? Yes. So on one hand, it blocks the ninjas. On the other hand, it's just a big commitment to have like a thing on the board that I need to come back. I don't think Rancor is really good in this matchup. So I could maybe cut like the Rancors. I don't even know if I want to cut all of them, but let's say I cut the Rancors and maybe like a Vines. Or maybe, I'll cut both Vines and then I'll bring in a Rancor back. Because Vines costing 2 is just too much in this matchup, I feel like. This is a matchup all about cheap interaction. Okay, so this hand has no pump, but we have creatures. We have mana. Problem is getting our creatures to resolve. Escape Tunnel could just be the evasion, but I guess I'll keep it, but I'm not super happy about it. Opponent just skipped their whole first turn. Sure, I'll take it. Guess I'll play Augur on 1, hoping to hit a land drop. I mean, I should have maybe played Escape Tunnel, right? Because then I could get to go Blight Mamba and not get tagged by a stutter. Yeah, maybe that was better. Land? Ooh, baby. So we got a Blight Mamba. Yeah, and again, opponent messed up terribly, right? Skipping your first turn when you're playing a tempo deck against a aggressive combo deck is not what you want to do. Because now they're not going to have a chance to ninja and try to get in. They might just have to attack, hold up, stutter, which I do not mind. Bind the monster. So I think I just let this resolve, and then I'll force it to drop at end of turn. Oh, I can't really do that, right? I can't even answer right now. What am I thinking of? Oh, they took a poison. Oh, that's nuts. It deals damage to you equal to its power. So I could have like pumped it in response and dealt them 3 damage. That's funny. Okay, so they have a poison already. I can't. It doesn't really matter if I try to do this now, so I'm not gonna. Do I just play another creature here? I guess, right? Let's play Blight Mamba. See if they're not. I was gonna say, let's see if they are rocking the what's its face? God, Force Spike. But it doesn't seem like they were. And now I actually have a choice. I can't really do anything about the snap. That's okay. Oh, opponent. That's not where you want to be. Okay. So considering the situation, I am going to crack the Escape Tunnel for mana. Untap. I'm still not going to do anything with the Blight Mamba here. Ooh, that's good. So I'll just replay the Mamba. Play the Escape Tunnel, pass the turn. Another land. Opponent seems to be a little flooded. Strix. Sure. What are you tapping? Probably the Forest? I feel like tapping the Forest would be the best call here. Yep. So guess I'll float a mana. And opponent wants to go to combat. Now, if I lose the mana here, I don't get to Apostle's Blessing again. So I think I try to force something to happen. I imagine there's a response. Sure, there's a stutter. Okay, counters that. Opponent gets in for 1. I am a little pinched on mana, but considering opponent only has 1 mana up, I guess I'll try to do something now. So I'll make it so the Blight Mamba can't be blocked. I'll sacrifice the Augur. 4/4 trample. Okay, draw. Mutagenic growth is pretty good. So I feel like I just attack. Because that's 8 damage. That is not lethal. So I guess I just try to get in for 4 while I can. Maybe I didn't need to sacrifice. Because I had trample regardless. Sure, let's deal 4. And Claw. Opponent could have a no in their deck. They don't. Okay. So now my plan is to end of turn Apostle's Blessing again. Sure. Discard an island. Yep, opponent is definitely flooded. Are you attacking? You are. Interesting. Okay, no blocks. End of turn, I'll try to do the thing again. Pro blue. Drop the enchantment. So now my creature untaps. Get in. So this is technically lethal, but not quite, right? Because I needed both mutagenics to resolve for this to work. Honestly, I guess I just regenerate the Blight Mamba. Opponent goes to 7. I still have all my creatures. I'm still holding up mana for protection. Could play a Glistener Elf here, but I don't think I will. I believe holding up a mana as a bluff is better here than putting another creature in play and possibly getting it countered. And now any one of my creatures plus one of the mutagenic growths is lethal. I imagine there's a ninja coming. Correct. Hacker. Yep. Another land. Okay. I would love a pump spell. That's not a pump spell. Should block the Mamba here to force me to regenerate again, which I will. Sure. I'm not in a rush. So opponent loses another creature, goes to 9 poison, activates the Strix. I could have responded here, right? Do I feel like I wanna? So opponent needs to have 2 pieces of interaction and they both need to cost 1 mana here. I guess I'll go for it, right? Needs to be double Dispel. Dispel or Spell Pierce, rather. And I believe if they show me 1, I won't push it. Yeah, that's just game. Because it counters 1 and then gets hit by 3. GG! Wow, that was a very convincing 2-0 against Faye. Very happy about that. Guess I'll see you guys back here for round number 3. Welcome back to round number 3. We are on the draw against FRFSEIXAS. Alright, so this hand has only 1 Infect creature. When we drop it on turn 2, Escape Tunnel really hurting us here, huh? I think this is a mulligan, honestly. Like blind. Because this is a turn 2 creature, and then it's not even a turn 3 kill. I guess it's a mulligan. Okay, so this is a Glistener Elf on 1. Possibly kill our opponent turn 2 if we draw a land. Keep. I think I'm bottoming the Rancor. I don't think I want it in this matchup. Opponent's a second main phase hipster. Oh, another Gardens deck. Okay, having a second creature is not bad. Okay. Draw. That's decent. Even though it's not a land, it's not that bad. So I imagine I attack, our opponent blocks and sacrifices the plant, and we move on with our day. No blocks, huh? That's interesting. Does that make me want to do anything? Honestly, I don't think so. But it's kind of dangerous from our opponent's perspective to just let us have it. Because if they are holding up a cast down in hopes of answering, if we had another land drop, we could have blown them out of the water. They wouldn't have been dead, but it would have been pretty close. They don't do anything? Didn't even try to kill our thing at end of turn? Okay, I guess. They topped what they found. Okay, land is very good. So I guess I'm attacking. Now, our opponent is at 1 poison, so it's not that difficult for us to get them dead here. Okay, you're blocking 1. I guess I am embiggening this one. And if they let this resolve, I'll just play it safe and deal 5. Sure. No need to hurry here. Duress, huh? Sure. Have a look. So if they are worried about just raw damage, they take the Embiggen. If they are worried about protection, they need to probably take the Snakeskin Veil. They take the Mutagenic Growth. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, because it's free, right? And it would allow us to attack and still hold up double protection this turn. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I'm not doing anything here. I don't need to blink first. I'm not even gonna play the Augur. I just get to hold up all of my things. Sure. Do I care? I guess. So guess I'll Snakeskin. So they only have 1 mana, and if they have a 3rd piece of interaction, it's annoying. This is actually tough. I guess I'm still fighting over it. Yeah, sure. And seems like they do have it. Okay, all right. So I really want to draw like a Rancor now. Rancor. No, but that's good. So now I attack. They need to block. They lose the plant. Sure, that's fine. I play the Augur, because the Augur protects me against Tithing Blade and makes sure I have a kill next turn without having to play anything else. They know about the Embiggen, but they do not know about the Snakeskin Veil. What is this? Troll? Sure. Okay, buddy. You got it. So I imagine they are dead here. because that's a 4/4. It's now 8. I attack. I imagine they might have a Snuff Out as the last card in hand. No, they just die. Good. Cool. Okay, so we took game 1 against Gardens again. We are now on the draw, and we are once again in the situation where do I believe Rotwolf is a castable card in this 15 land deck, essentially. Man, oh man. I think I'm not gonna sideboard, honestly. I think I made a mistake putting the Rotwolf in the list as the list is. Okay, that's a clear mulligan. But I don't think I'm gonna force myself to play it. Kind of crazy that we got paired against the same deck twice. Yeah, now the more I think about it, the more I like Go Forth in these decks. Not specifically Go Forth the card, but for example, when I was playing the Eldrazi Tokens deck, the moment I added Many Partings, the deck just got so much better. And I think having like a 1 mana land search spell that just allows you to keep some hands that usually you wouldn't, I think that's just like very good. Fine, I'll keep this. It's not great because I have a tap land. There's only 2 of these in the deck, and it really feels like there's more because every time they show up, it's just so bad. Maybe we shouldn't be playing any. Well, considering our hand, guess I'll just junk Might of Old Kroza because it's a worse in Biggin. Would not mind drawing a forest. Bog. Yep, get your tap lands out of the way early. Forest. No forest. Play tunnel. So mutagenic here at least allows me to dodge Defile. So they topped their card. Okay. Crack this. Grab a forest. Again, would love to draw another forest to be able to go Glistener Elf and hold up Snakeskin Veil. Land. Nope. Yeah, I guess. Maybe I actually shouldn't play the Glistener Elf until I know for certain that I have it covered by Veil. Rats? Drown? Last Rites. Okay. So how many are we discarding? Last Rites. I don't know. Oh, they discarded 4 cards? No, 3 cards. Okay, 3 cards. All right, sure. Take your pick. Okay. So that could have gone so much worse for us. Am I auguring or am I rancouring? I think I'm just gonna go aggro here. Like, yeah, if they get a removal spell from my Glistener Elf, it's really bad. But I feel like if they had it, they would have just done it. Maybe they like discarded everything but held a cast down. Or a Defile. Okay, yeah, that's bad. But actually playing the Augur wouldn't have changed that at all. Okay, still no land. Okay, that's gonna be good eventually when I draw a second land. Okay, opponent gets to discard my Rancor, which I believe they should. They disagree. Okay. So yeah, if their last card here is another removal spell, it's pretty annoying for me. But I am just gonna put this on my Augur and start beating down. Sure, it's not the plan. I mean, the main plan. But if our opponent is just gonna be dirtling a little bit, I'm fine doing the same. And every turn that I get, okay. And every turn that I get a little bit of damage in does make it more likely for me to just be able to pump this and get our opponent. So I am gonna play the Ichor Claw here, and they don't know about my last card. But they know that it's likely going to be a spell. That's a quick passing of the turn. I have no interest in doing anything other than attacking. Okay, that might change things for next turn, but I'm not gonna do anything else now. And you might say, oh, shouldn't you have held the Rancor back? Because now you could have played it on the Ichor Claw Mirror and blah, blah. Like, on one hand, yes. But on the other hand, if our opponent just straight up kills my Ichor Claw Mirror, I like having the option of just continuing to attack with the Augur. I know if you're looking at this and you've never played with or against Infect, it might just seem kind of pathetic. But I have lost games to this deck before where they just kept beating me with an Augur and then eventually pumped it and I died. So opponent drew some cards with a Reckoners. They gained a couple life. They have a blocker now. I'm still not gonna go the sacrifice route, but it is important to keep in mind that the turn I sacrifice the Augur, I get the Rancor back. And now knowing that I have another land drop, you're gonna sacrifice the thing? Okay. Sure. Knowing that I have another land drop, I believe I am just going to go for the Augur play next turn because I know that I can do all of my things. I can replay the Rancor and play the Might of Old Kroza, and I can still play the Apostle's Blessing. Cycle Troll. Okay. Witch's Cottage. Are you getting the troll back? Maybe the rats? Probably the rats, right? Because the rats at least allows you to... Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm fine with this. And a passing of the turn. Good. So now I am going to attempt to do this. Sure, yeah. Give me the Rancor back. So is this a Defile? And this is a Defile for 4. I mean, that's what I'm here for, right? Unfortunately, if they have another removal spell, that is very bad for me, and it seems like they do. It's another Defile. And it's, again, for 4, so there's not really anything that I can do. All right, so I guess double Defile gets me. In which case, I shouldn't have done anything. But they have rats coming up. Okay, another Augur. And I guess I'll redeploy this. But now I believe we are dead. They had the double removal when it mattered most. There's rats. Were they just gonna pop it immediately? That seems weird. I mean, it would have been good for them, but they don't know that. Attack. Okay. Opponent takes 2. Do I play the Blight Mamba? I believe is the question. Because the Blight Mamba gets got by Crypt Rats. So if I play the Mamba and they rats for 3, they just get to wipe my board. That doesn't seem good. Guess I'll just pass. That is not great. Guess I'll play this in response. So if they want to wipe it, they gotta do it. Oh, they can't even do it. Yeah, they don't have 5 black. I mean, no, they can. Of course they can. They can just wipe for 3. Okay, that just resolves. All right. Yeah, but I'm very close to conceding here. We would need like an insane sequence of draws to get out of this. And if they kill my Augur, I think I'm fine scooping. Thorn. Okay. Land is not exactly what I want. Yes. Okay, I'm fine conceding. Let's go to the next one. Again, I'm not going to change anything. I don't think they showed me anything that makes me want to change up my strategy. I think I am fine. I would love to be on the play, and I would love to have a hand that looks something like this. So again, I'm just looking for a land drop. If I get a land drop, I probably get to kill our opponent on turn 2, right? Because that's 4, 2, that's 6, 2 more. No, not quite. 5, 7, 9. Yeah, no, it's not quite lethal, even if I get a land drop. But again, I'm not going to mulligan a hand that looks like this. Opponent mulligan to 6. Land into Glistener Elf. Now, Snuff Out is bad. Defile is okay. County Garden is also okay. Land. Oh, well, I mean, it does things. Let's see if they want to block. I could have Rancored, right? Maybe I should have. I think I'm actually fine playing a second Glistener Elf, and then I get to set up for the kill on turn 3. Sacrifice this. Yet again, a land drop would be good. No, but that is also very good, huh? So I guess I'll Rancor, and then we'll see what our opponent wants to do about that. Apparently nothing, which means that I am also fine. Again, Snuff Out is the card that I don't want to see here, because Snuff Out just breaks the mana parity that we are playing on. That's fine. Are you trying to kill the other one, or are you sacrificing? So, opponent pulled the trigger first, which means maybe I get to go Mutagenic Growth right now to guarantee a few points of damage, but I will probably get the chance to do so again at a later point. I mean, that's not necessarily true. They're going to go to 4. I think I'm just letting this resolve, and then I'm dealing 3 damage. Even though the County Garden was a blocker, the not swamp here matters a lot. It not being black mana matters, and it not being a swamp matters. Okay, that's very good. Do I want to try to do something with that? I guess so, right? I guess I get to go Might of Old Kroza here, and I will diversify my plays a bit. So that's a cast down, meaning I get to go Vines first. And is our opponent just dead? Feels like it. Hooray! That was great. We beat the deck that broke us in round number 1. I'll take it. Let's go to round number 4. And welcome back to round number 4. We are on the play against Montij. So this is kind of odd. I guess I'll keep it because I have mana to play my threats. I have a Blight Mamba and I have some protection. And I'm on the play. I don't think I would keep this hand on the draw. but I think I'm fine keeping it on the play, especially against an unknown deck. So play Forest Pass, swamp into Shambling Gas, not the best. That is not great. Oh god. So is this yet another Gardens player, or is this like Black Sack? Oh boy. Do I play my Mamba? I guess I don't, right? I guess I just hold. Because as of yet, our opponent doesn't know what they are playing against. So maybe they attack and then sacrifice the Ghast to draw cards, and that gives us an opening. What is this? Rakdos Carnarium. I guess I'll play Ichor Claw Mirror first, because the Ichor Claw doesn't have the regeneration from Blight Mamba. Mirror also doesn't die in combat to Shambling Ghast, because it becomes a 4/4 if it gets blocked. 3/3 rather, but then it 3/3 it goes down to 2/2, takes a point of damage. Like, what is Swamp Shambling Ghast into Rakdos Carnarium? It's a brew, right? Is this maybe just Black Sack playing bounce lands to try and up the land count a little bit? Swamp. Is this a... what is this? Cast down. Holding up a red mana. Holding up a red mana, importantly. Sure, I'll try to save it. And a Galv Blast. Okay, that's fine. So we traded 2 for 2. Do I play one or do I play both? Yeah, it just seems like some sort of Rakdos mid-range deck. I feel like I play both. Because if I play one, I don't get to hold up the regeneration. And the regeneration is not even good against this regardless, right? So, of course, my nightmare scenario here is they go something like Eviscerator's Insight, sacrifice the thing, kill your Mamba, lightning bolt the other Mamba, and then my game's over. Refurb. Interesting. So Embiggen is just a giant growth. Might of Old Kroza is not. And I guess I'll discard the Might. Can't imagine they'll attack. And they don't. Yeah, I don't want to land here anymore. Guess I'll just crash in. Should have played the land first, probably. I guess I'll regenerate them both. Probably one of them's gonna die. Sure. Play a land. Yeah. This matchup doesn't seem good for us either. Okay, so it is some sort of like Rakdos artifact mid-range deck. It's just that their start was very odd. Okay, I'm fine conceding here then. They kill our guy, they have a threat. I'm fine moving on. So, based on what we saw, Nature's Claims seem to be good. Rotwolf, again, would be good if it was castable. So it's basically like another Gardens type of deck. It's the third one. Headshot against Refurb and Shambling Gas. It's not horrible, but I don't think that's what the game's going to be about. I guess I'm cutting the Mites because they are just the slowest. Yeah, I'll try that. Nature's Claim at least can serve as a surprise gotcha kind of thing. So this is the first hand that we've had that doesn't have any threats. This is still not good because we still don't have any infect creatures. If we had one infect creature, I believe that would have been a keep. Okay. So I guess I'm getting rid of what here? Mamba and Embiggen, as Rancor offers the most damage over a few turns. But our opponent is a deck that is playing Cast Down Bolt. Yeah, that thing. So that doesn't seem great to me. I actually get to attack, and how am I gonna do that? That seems so bad. So I get to attack and deal my opponent 2 poison, or I get to just keep my... Sure, I guess I'll keep my Glistener Elf. But I am gonna give my opponent a treasure from this. Maybe I should have Embiggened. Would have been better. Okay. Please don't go Swamp into Cast Down. No. 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 Don't do it. Oh. Okay. That's actually not as bad. I mean, I can still get Galv Blasted. And I'm mulligan twice against a deck that is just very good at punishing you with Refurb. So I don't imagine we're going to be getting a win here. Forest is not great. I mean, what am I going to do? Not cast it? Yeah. So our opponent had it all, basically. Not that all is a lot to ask for, but they had the Ghast into the Duraz, into the Galv Blast, into another Cast Down. I am fine getting out of here. So that was just us getting absolutely crushed by yet another removal pile deck. I'll see you guys for round number 5. Welcome back to final round. We are against Lindoso 01 on the draw. I am actually going to keep this hand because we have a play on turn 1 and we have an infect creature and then we have a lot of protection. Straight up Great Furnace. Sure thing. But at least it's a Great Furnace without any further plays. Okay. Do you not have a second land? Oh, okay. It's not red. Where were you last turn, huh? I mean, I guess I'll play you now because I get to hold up protection for you. And I actually have quite a bit of different protection, which is good here. Inspector is not great. Okay. So I think I'm actually fine attacking. And I do think I'm just going to Snakeskin Veil. Because I imagine there are going to be more Novice Inspectors in this game. And I think I'm okay trying to pump my Glistener Elf a bit. I can play the Defend from Burn game a bit. Yeah, I think you just let this one go. You lose your Inspector and you pass the turn. I don't think you want to keep fighting this fight. Okay, crack the clue. Sure. There's another Inspector, but opponent doesn't have another white source. That's interesting. Do I want to Snakeskin Veil now? No, because then I get got by double removal. Okay, this is good. Attack again. And I'll just make the same play I made last turn. Snakeskin Veil this thing again. A bolt on the Glistener Elf. Sure. Let's... Vines. Vines? That's Apostle's Blessing. Another bolt. Sure. Now all vines. Pro... Red. So Snakeskin Veil resolves. Maybe I should have cracked the Seal of Strength in case I'm gonna get hit by Journey. Boros Garrison. Okay. They do have Metalcraft. I do need to sacrifice this. Basically, any draw here is good. Yes, that is a good draw. Indeed. So take 5. And I am actually going to play what? I guess the Mamba here. Because if they have a removal, they likely have to point it at the Glistener Elf. And then my Blight Mamba gets to survive. The problem is that now my Ichor Claw, which would have been a better attacker into Skyfisher, is not in play. They review Strands. Strands would have been good. Do you just cast that? Yeah. Yeah, and now my play would have been double good. So, draw. I just attack with this. There's no point in attacking with anything else. They're going to block and Strands. They're not. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So, I'll play Ichor Claw, and now I have 3 attackers. One of them very resistant to removal. There's a land. There's a Skyfisher. Another land. Journey. Okay. What are you hitting? The Ichor Claw makes sense. Augur is going to be good eventually, but not right now. So I attack. I imagine they block the Mamba to force me to regenerate. Then they are going to flash back the Strands. I will play the Lanor Augur here. Because I get to use it as a pump next turn, maybe. There's the Synth again. Another land. And another Synth into another land. Crack the Synth. That actually makes sense because it's an extra blocker. Found Lambas, but they are not casting Lambas. So do they have a removal? I am going to sacrifice on the Blight Mamba here. Trample matters a lot in this situation. And they do have another bolt. Sure, I will protect it. But it doesn't get to attack this turn. I get to attack with the Glistener Elf. And I will. I imagine you double block here, right? So we just trade. Your dudes go down. Rancor back. And I will just play Ichor Claw here. I believe an extra threat is worth more than holding up protection. Crack the other Synth. There's a Blast. That's not great. Sure. Ah, come on. Seriously. Man, that is insane. Yeah, I think that gets us. Our opponent drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 removal spells. That is crazy. Yeah, I'm fine conceding here. Am I? No, I'm actually not. I'm gonna play on for a bit because I have like damage and I have the evasion in hand. If I draw a creature now, I guess I'll let them kill me, right? Yep. Now I believe I'm dead. I mean, not really, but basically, right? Because I'm gonna take 4 now, I go down to 4. They topped it, meaning I'm probably dead. Do you have another Galvanic? So I need to draw a creature right now, and I didn't. Man, That was crazy. Opponent drew so many removals. Sure, I guess I'll take the Nature's Claim. And what was I doing before? Like cutting the Might, because I think Might is just too bad in this matchup. And I think that's it. Wow, can't believe they had like the 7th removal spell. But they are playing artifact lands and they are playing Journey, so Nature's Claim can be very good in this matchup. Let's go. So this is turn 2, no protection, and then turn 3 and hold up protection forever. Is this good enough? Is this good enough? I'm gonna try it. Plains into Thraben. Okay. Guess I'll play Mamba. Kill it now or probably don't kill it anymore. Kill it now. Kill sort of? Didn't really kill it, huh? Land. Not the land that I wanted. So do I take a turn off? God, that's so bad. So if I play the Acre Claw and they have a removal, I'm dead. Probably. But if I don't play the Acre Claw, I don't do anything this turn. And then I'm only holding up 1 removal next turn. Screw it. Let's go for it. Yeah, it's really hard to play against these removal pile type decks. And I think in this game specifically, I guess I'll just play the Rancor here right now. And I think that in this game specifically, I just needed to have like a strong opening hand. But then again, the problem is that like the more I mulligan, the less resources I have. And then even if I go like land, Glistener Elf, and our opponent just gets to absolutely run us over with like a single lightning bolt, I don't even know how good that is. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I'm making sense. I'm just a little salty. Well, I'll hold some of my thoughts for the final thoughts section of the video, but you guys can probably imagine what I'm gonna say. Synth, Plains, crack a clue, play a hawk. What you picking up? Lembas? Sure. Take your beats. Ha! We are very far away from killing our opponent here. Especially because they have all like Lambas and all sort of things. They bottomed, draw a card. No respect for the Augur beatdowns, huh? Okay. So what's the play? End of turn. So I guess I'm not attacking anymore. So I'm gonna end of turn Journey. Get back my Mamba, and I'll still have 1 mana to protect it. Okay. I am going to try and do the pump. Electrickery, huh? So this is 4, 6, 8. It's not lethal. No, it's 3, 5, 6. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8 points of damage, yeah. Guess I try to save it? I'll mutagenic. Let's see what happens then. Okay, that just resolves. Okay. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, yeah. So, Rancor, that's 8. So that's 11. That is not going to be enough because they get to block. But I get to Apostle's Blessing, give it pro white, embiggen. And do we get there? Oh, no! I forgot about Strands. Oh, come on. Oh, I completely forgot about Strands. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Because now they just get to do it again next turn if they want. Okay. Let's go to the final thoughts. Okay, what did we think about the deck? First of all, I do think we got very unlucky with our pairings. We got paired against removal pile, high interaction with creatures decks 3 times. And we didn't get paired against the matchups that we would like to get paired against. For example, like our matchup against fairies was just a cakewalk. We just rolled over them and we didn't even draw gut shots. I believe the matchups against gardens, and we got paired 4 times, right? Against like high interaction removal piles. 2 gardens. Once we got paired against like Rakdos artifact interaction pile. And we got paired against Boros Synth. So out of those 4 bad matchups, we got 1 of them, which is decent, but we did get readily destroyed by the other ones. Like Prismatic Strands is horrible for us to play against. and you saw how much interaction the Boros player had in round number 1. I think the deck is honestly fine. Like, if you get your opponent in a situation where they are not prepared for something like this, that's 100% a valid choice to play. I can totally see this deck doing well at a bigger tournament. If you manage to dodge some of the bad matchups, I think there's a lot to like here. It is very enjoyable to play. I think it's enjoyable to play in a different way from Kiln Fiend. Kiln Fiend, I enjoyed it because it was just super fast, super strong. But I think this deck actually has a lot of nuance behind it. You have to prepare beforehand with things such as Seal of Strength and the Llanowar Augur. And there are, you sometimes get to do the stupid thing of like play your thing, protect it once, and then kill your opponent. But overall, I do think the deck is weaker to the removal side of the format, which currently, from what we saw today, is a lot. I really wanted to play against Jund to see how it was going to be. We didn't get to see that, or against Red. But again, overall, I had fun. If I was going to play this again, the Rot Wolves would definitely be something else. And I do think I would maybe cut like one Augur and one, I don't know, one something else for a couple go forths. Because I do think that card would have been really good today. Being able to play your thing, hold up protection. If your opponent does something else, you get to search for a land at the end of turn, play it, kill them. I think it would have been fun. But that's going to be it for me for today. Please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, send me a message if you'd like. Some people have been commenting on some of my older videos, pointing out things that I should have done or things of the like, and I get very happy whenever that happens. It's just really fun to see that people are still paying attention to the older videos that I've made. Same thing here, as always, and I hope you have an excellent day. Don't forget to drink water, take care of yourselves, stay excellent out there. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.